You both were on the Sue pilot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So did you guys talk about, do you know any about this, what the plot is?
Fill it.
Okay. Well, you say, you're the lead of it.
So, okay, sure. It was.
What's up? Welcome to the podcast. My name's Joe, and today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Season 1, the debut. What is your guys' impressions of each other? Did you hit it off immediately?
Yeah, I'd say we'd have chemistry.
Oh, for sure.
For sure, but the friendship evolved.
I think when you're that young, also, like, we're not that far apart in age, but at that time, being, like, I wasn't in high school at all, and so being, whatever I was, 17 and a half or 18, and you being 16.
Whatever age where you're still saying I'm a half.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it made a little bit of a difference. It was like, once you graduated high school, I mean, actually, no, I really always loved you. It just wasn't like, I think we both have pretty healthy boundaries.
Yeah. I mean, this was also my first acting job, professional ever. And so me, bright-eyed, not really knowing how everything works. And so, I mean, looking back on it now, I know that it was cordial. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Brock. We did some scenes and we were fun and we were doing all the things. But like swapping phone numbers or going the extra step to start forging a friendship outside of what you saw on screen didn't happen until, a season or two later.
Yeah,
Right.
Say.
It was all professional at the beginning.
Yeah.
I also didn't know if I was just like, oh, what a fun guest star. Like, what a great guy. I didn't know he was going to come back for 50 some odd episodes.
Oh, honey. So I was supposed to be 2 episodes, a Thanksgiving episode of season 1. Oh, everyone knows he's gay except Sue and Brad. And then episode 2, the Christmas episode, they catch me smoking with another boy.
And then you go to camp. And...
Exactly. I get cured of the smoking.
He's at camp, conversion camp.
Smoking. And then they decided to bring me back, it was only supposed to be 2 episodes. Oh, wow. And then it was somewhere towards the later part of season 1, they called me again, which was so great.
Is that because you killed that role, so they wanted to keep having you as a recurring character?
It feels like it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. That is what happened. I know for a fact that is what happened. They were just like, they saw the dynamic and they saw Brock didn't need any like extra guidance. He needed direction, like we all need direction, but there was no like trying to pull teeth, trying to get the funny out. It was just perfectly there. And this is so close to so many of my real relationships, like in high school, that they were like, oh, yes, this dynamic works.
It really works.
Tried and true. They get along. They've got chemistry.
Still working however many years later.
20 years later, yeah.
I didn't realize you watched the show.
Oh, I love the show.
Oh, Joe, I knew I liked you.
Yeah. No, from the beginning. I remember when it first came out, I was addicted to it.
Oh, my gosh.
It still stands the test of time, just the way that it's told and the writing of it, because it's evergreen content. I
mean, that's so funny. We were just recorded for our Rewatch podcast. We had one of the writers on, and she was like, very rarely do we make pop culture references because we do want it to be evergreen. And it is the case. Watching it, they very rarely say something where you're like, oh my God, that is so 2010.
Yeah, there's not a Katy Perry reference of this Friday night that, I remember that song where it gets dated.
Exactly.
Totally.
It's like family values and relationships, and that's what makes it so special. What's up, guys? Real quick, I just want to share something that I'm genuinely excited about, especially with summer right around the corner. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf just dropped a limited time lineup inspired by Mexico's iconic frozen mango nata, and they are so delicious. Introducing the mango nata and the pineapple latte, cold brew energy teas, available now through June 2nd. These drinks are super vibrant and refreshing and made with real fruit, bright yuzu, and a signature hint of tahini. So you get that perfect mix of sweet, tangy, a slight little spicy kick. And here's the bonus. They're powered by smooth Ceylon cold brew tea, plus green coffee and tea extract and vitamin B12. So you get a really clean, natural energy boost. It's perfect for that afternoon slump or when you want to treat yourself to something sweet and delicious. You've got 2 options. You got the mango nata, which is rich and fruity with a little bit of heat, or you can get the pineapple latte, which is more tropical, really crisp, refreshing, and citrusy. You could see the pineapple chunks sprinkled throughout. I personally like that spice. I like the mango nata, but I also love the pineapple latte. I love a sweet drink. Either way, these are both around just for a limited time. So if you want to try them, don't wait. Go to your nearest Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. Check them out before they're all gone. All right, now back to the podcast. Why did they make the show around a fictional town, but it's based on Jasper, Indiana?
Oh, that's for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
If you make it in a real town, you have to do so much clearance on names and stuff to make sure there's not like a real person in Jasper, Indiana named Brad Bodig
Yeah.
or whatever. But if it's a fictional town and someone happens to have that name, well, it's a fictional town. It's not a real person.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is why our first interview was so good, because you know so much stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I asked, I was like, why would you do that? What's the point? And they're like, legal.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
So the show The King of Queens, that has to be checked.
Yes.
Absolutely. New York, LA, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So Friends, they all do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it has to, that's why, like, where you place shows in particular cities, obviously if it was New York, there's no other place other than New York if you needed to be in New York. But like if you're going for middle of nowhere in middle America, you have some flexibility there.
And the truth is, it's not like they never Friends. I'm sure there were characters who were like, that's my name. It's more like if the person decides to pursue legal action, which they probably won't, but if you have the option to not even have that problem, do that.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Back to what you said earlier. You were an 18-year-old playing a 13-year-old on TV. Really crazy.
I know.
Was that, when you first got that, did you think it was possible?
Oh, no. No, I did not think it was possible to play a 13-year-old. I really thought, I think I talked about my audition process last time, but like the other girls really were 12 and 13. So I didn't know why they would want me. And I guess I really did look that young, but I also thought I just like presented older, but looking back, I really didn't.
I'm gonna smack her. Every time she's like, they just wanted me because I was old. No, they wanted her because of her talent. And they just lucked out because she was able to work as a legal adult. You know what I mean? She's like, everyone was too young, but I was 18, so I could work as an adult.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know, man. I've seen the other side of it. I think it makes a difference. I think if I were talentless and also 18, I wouldn't have gotten it. But like, it definitely doesn't not help.
Correct. It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
What was Brad's original audition? What did he look like? What were they telling you to be?
Oh my God. So because I was living in Colorado, and so I was flying back and forth
Doing
for
auditions?
Yeah, this is pre-pandemic, obviously. This is 2009. And so how auditions worked back then is that you'd get an email on a Tuesday at, I don't know, 4 p.m. saying, okay, you have an audition at Warner Brothers tomorrow at noon. And so that was just the way we did it, where I would hop on united.com, use my dad's points, and we'd fly out that next morning and then audition.
Just for an audition,
for an audition, and then
Crazy.
Fly out that evening. So we went, my mom came with me, and we flew that Wednesday morning, had the audition at Warner Brothers at, I don't know, noon or 1 or something, and we were driving, we were about to drive back to LAX. Like, we didn't even, Mom brought a purse and I brought a printed set of sides and called it a day. And so we were told, they're like, okay, callbacks are tomorrow. Don't get on a plane. We want to see you tomorrow. And so then we went and we rented a hotel room at the Best Western on Riverside next to Warner Brothers, and spent the night, went to Target and had to get underwear and toothpaste and a toothbrush. And then we're back for the audition on the Thursday. And then on the drive home, or on the drive back to LAX after the callback, they said, okay, you got it. Can you not get on a plane again? Table reads Friday. And so went back to Target.
More underwear.
Correct. Another night of the Best Western. And then we did the callback. And then it was back the week after for filming.
Wait, Brock, I still don't fully understand. Did you have an agent in Colorado?
No, I had a manager.
How did you get that?
Here.
Why? How did that happen?
I was a part of this.
And then you just went back to Colorado. Like, I don't understand how that worked.
Do you guys know what John Robert Powers is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Do you know what John Robert Powers is? It's like they're a nationwide, would you call it a chain?
I don't know what it is.
Is it
Does
like
it
the
even
acting
still
school?
exist?
In the mall?
Yes.
Kind of.
Quite literally.
They
like,
find the talented
They
kids.
scope the people on the escalators of the mall. I'm not kidding.
And that's how you got found.
Yes. So I joined this like school at John Robert Powers in Denver, and then every weekend they would fly an agent or a manager out, and like everyone at the school in Colorado would like bring in a monologue. And so that's how I got linked with my manager. Came out here for pilot season, and then finished out my last 2 years at a high school in Colorado. And that junior year of high school is when I booked the middle. So I was flying back and forth, filming those episodes for seasons 1 and 2. Went to college down in Orange County. So then it was just a drive from Orange County is a lot faster than a flight from Denver International Airport.
Did your parents really believe in you that you could do this? Because that's so crazy that you were flying in for auditions.
Honey, if you could meet Priscilla, she is my number one supporter.
Your mom?
Oh yes, Priscilla. She's my number one supporter. She's a lover of me and turquoise jewelry.
and Vistaprint.
And Vistaprint. She loves a Vistaprint. Those are her top 3 things that she loves.
Wow. So when you land the audition, what happens?
Well, she almost drives off the road because she's so excited because we're on Riverside Drive. And I don't know. I had to drop out of the school play in Colorado.
Shame.
Yeah, it was such a shame. And I don't know. It was. I think going back, because it happened truthfully very, very quickly. I didn't realize how rare a first job is, and for this to be a first job, it fortunately, knock on wood, was like a very seamless process and quick process. And so looking back on it now, I have a much greater appreciation for it than I did when I was, however old I was, 15, 16.
Did you think that it was going to go as long as it did?
No, I mean, again, because I was so young, I was like, okay, great, another season, another season. I wasn't jaded. I was still, I hadn't realized the reality of television is that sometimes, a lot of times, 1, pilots don't go, or 2, it lasts a season or 2 and the ratings suck, so they can it and they find something new, right? They have such a plethora of options back in the day when they're making 8 comedy pilots for 2 slots. It's just like, I didn't know that part of it. And so because it was my first thing and I hadn't felt all the no's that eventually you do here, it just felt amazing. Love it. Yay. I'm so happy. As opposed to like, I'm the luckiest person on earth. How does this happen to me?
Because all it even takes is an executive changing jobs, and then somebody else doesn't want to push it forward. Even the movie Avatar gets leaked online.
Yes.
So what is that going to do to the entire project and all the actors attached to that?
I
Yeah.
know.
What's up, guys? Real quick, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. $150? Wow. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips. You can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. So go to FanDuel.com or click the link down below in my bio to get started. Thank you to FanDuel for sponsoring the podcast.
It's funny that you mentioned executive changing because I mean, that's like exactly what happened on the Sue pilot.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly like we were set to go, and then there was just this huge regime change, like entire regime change at ABC and Warner Brothers. No, not Warner Brothers.
Just ABC.
No,
yeah.
because Warner Brothers was like the biggest champion of it. They were like, "How could you not pick this up?" But it was just the whole, like, the president who had been on the show, that had been on The Middle for however, Channing was there for so many years. She wasn't there from the beginning.
6 or 7 of the years it had
Yeah.
to be, right? Yeah.
And then all of the executives just left, or there was just a mass exodus. And so we got, I mean, you know, I'm sure like there were maybe other reasons, but that was the main one, I think. That like anyone who was there, first of all, nobody was there. And then anybody who was there didn't know. They were like, what? Who? What show? What?
Yeah,
Nah, no. We don't have time for this.
It literally went up to, because no one was at ABC, literally the decision went to Bob Iger.
Yeah.
And he was like, no.
A random spinoff?
But
No,
didn't
thank
he
you.
know the success of The Middle?
I don't know.
I mean, again, I think I look at the show and we are very successful, but in comparison to some other shows, we feel like the little engine that could.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I would say like of the Middle stuff, that was the first one where the no happened, where I was like, that is shocking. That is really shocking, because it felt like, yes, like we didn't get a ton of money that the shows that are garnering all the Emmys would get. But it was like, yeah, you're another season. We're letting you have one final 9th season. It was the creator's decision to like end it and wrap it up nicely. So it's like, okay, we didn't get canceled. It was the creator saying, okay, we want to finish this on a high note and end it the way we want to. And then the first real no, if I'm remembering correctly, is just truly like them saying no spinoff.
Yeah.
Which was wild. I mean, not wild. I mean, that's television. But like,
yeah, we definitely talked to each other though. We were like, this was shocking. Are you shocked? Should I not be shocked? What is it? And we were like, no, I'm sad.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a phone call. It was one of the first like real phone calls that we had.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, I'm like very vulnerable. Like I'm devastated right now. Like, are you? And then it was the first time I think I heard you, because you're so positive and you're such a light. You're more Sue-like in real life. I
would agree. Yeah.
You know? And you were like, no, this sucks.
Mhm.
This is hard. You got me a glittery bottle of champagne.
I sure did.
Remember?
Yeah.
After we wrapped, it was so sweet. It's terrible champagne.
Oh no, but the bottle was
But
cute.
the bottle was so cute.
I know, that's right.
It was amazing.
You both were on the Sue pilot.
Yeah.
Mhm. So did you guys talk about, do you know any about this, what the plot is?
Fill it.
Okay. Well, you say, you're the lead of it.
So, okay, sure. It was personally, I will say up front, I do think actually a big if we could go back and do it again, I think Brad should have been in it more. It was that they flash forward a few years and Sue is 22-ish and she moves to Chicago. Basically, they have her not be with Sean. They're like, because they flash forward in the series finale of the middle. So when she's however old, they don't say an age, she's married to Sean. And they didn't want to have like a family sitcom where Sue was married to Sean, but they also couldn't have her break up with Sean. Like you already established in the canon of the future of this character. So they worked it out. They were like, okay, Sean is like, Sue has to do her thing. She has to like become an adult on her own. And she finds this rundown Chicago hotel. And she's like, I have to save this hotel. And so she goes to Chicago and tries to make it. And like everything goes wrong. And then in like the last scene, in my opinion, the absolute best scene of the pilot, Brad just shows up and is like, I want to be, I'm good. Like, was there a reason why you left New York?
It was that Sue is like in the narrative structure of television. It's like when Sue's at her lowest, she's like, do I go back to Orson? What do I do? Do I go to Lincoln and be with Sean now? Because the whole thing, she was like in her voiceover, because Sue was the voiceover, just like Frankie is the voiceover in the middle. Sue became the voiceover. So in the first page, you get all the exposition out. It's like, if I know Sean is my happily ever after, if he's point B and right now I'm at point A, I don't want it to be just a straight line. I want to squiggle and bob and weave and have hardships and wins, and then I know I'm going to end up with Sean. This is the story of my squiggle. And so then we go into Chicago. And so in the narrative structure, when Sue is at her lowest, what is the formula for a best friend? To be there, not to, I think, save her, but to be a support system, to challenge her, to lend a helping hand if she wants it. And I think they wrote that scene. It was the ending scene where Sue was like, I don't know what to do. And I appear and I say, I'm moving to Chicago, and well, you can do this or you can do that. Whatever you want to do, it's going to be okay. And then she has this really pensive moment where she goes, I'm going to save the hotel. And then we dance in the street, and then there's the series.
And I will say, yes, Brad was in that moment the like support system, but I think the intention was because our friendship was so established just in that one scene. It's like said so much about our adult friendship.
I would agree.
I think if the series had gone, I would have really liked to see Brad's adult inner life.
I think so too.
Not just as like Sue's best friend, but like really who Brad Boddick is as in his 20s.
Because it's exciting. I mean, that was what was so exciting for me, is that I think, yes, Sue had been a series regular, and we got to see Sue in a lot of different lights as a teenager and a college student, and we're going to get that now in her adult life. But what we hadn't seen with Brad, we'd seen Brad be the best friend for 9 years, right? Fabulous. He's a great best friend. But what I was excited for is, what does now Brad look like as a series regular? What does Brad look like outside of Sue and outside of the Hex?
So you would have signed on for the full season, every episode.
Yeah. It was of the two. I'm sure there were going to be recurring characters that would come up from the middle.
Yeah.
But of the middle cinematic universe, Eden and I were the two that were the series regulars. And then there was a wonderful cast of characters that they introduced as brand new characters who worked at the hotel, who was the manager, the owner of the hotel. And of course, they give season 1 a really nice engine where the owner of the hotel, played by Christy Amatopoulos, who is so freaking funny, and just quick and just nailed it. But he was like, I was planning on selling this hotel, but I guess if you can save it in 6 months, I'll keep it open. So it gives a really nice engine, a nice like, where are we finishing the season? You know, every season of television needs some sort of engine, and that was going to be the engine. Is he going to keep this hotel, or is he going to sell it I could only assume, by the end of season 1.
In that Sue spinoff, do they write out the entire first season? Did you get to see that script?
No, I think they don't write like they don't literally write the whole first season like scripts, but I think because they had to pitch the network this show, they had a detailed outline for the pilot, and then when you pitch any show, you have to have a few episodes. You have to have the season arc, even if it's just a few sentences of what the arc is, the season arc, where you want it to go, where you see it going, even if it's just a vague idea. And then you pitch a few episodes to prove like this is sustainable as many episodes. So you say like, this is an example of an episode, this is an example of an episode, and it will all lead to this arc.
Yeah. So basically when you do a pitch document, you're going to have maybe like, if it's 8 pages, the first page is the intro, and maybe it's a little expedited because it's a spinoff and the network already knows, but in the traditional sense, I'm a writer, here's why I'm writing this series. And then you have maybe like logline, where it's sent, yada, yada. And the most important thing are the characters.
Yeah.
And that's probably 60-70% of the pitch is like, there's probably a page on Brad and a page on Sue and a page on all the other characters they introduced. And maybe the last page and a half, 2 pages, will be a quick outline of the pilot, and then that series arc, and then episodes that support that arc.
Was there any conversation that Frankie or Mike would come in throughout that first season?
For sure.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a phone call or a one episode, like they wouldn't be fully recurring. They definitely wouldn't be regulars.
But they would have just came in for some kind of spot.
Yeah.
Running into Mike, like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I think what Eileen and Deanne, and what they did so well
The creators of the middle?
The creators of the middle, Eileen Heisler and Deanne Helene, they created a really nice system around the series regulars, a network. I'll include Brad as one of those, right? You have the neighbors, you have Sue's friends, you have Axel's friends. And I would assume that they're planning on doing that same thing with any show that they do, especially in a Sue spinoff. So yes, we might not see Frankie and Mike, but then they become that step outside network where they'll pop up maybe in an episode or two a season, right? Frankie needs to drive up to Chicago to drop off this for Sue or something, right? And then whatever shenanigans that Frankie might get into.
It's so funny that when it becomes a spinoff, the old series regulars almost become like a stunt cast.
Yes,
A little like how
exactly.
like Brooke Shields was, a stunt cast on The Middle. When you have Patricia Heaton on the Zoo spinoff, that's its own that's its own thing.
Of course. And that's also enticing for someone like Patricia Heaton or Neil Flynn, who can make a shit ton of money on one episode, but they are free and clear to move on and do something other than Frankie Heck, and they can go do another series or something else, or go be recurring on another show.
Do they get more money because they're familiar in that universe? So it's
And I mean, any guest star that Patricia Heaton's doing, she's making a lot more than like if I were to go guest star on something.
But also, yes, when you are, it's the like literally maybe one time in Hollywood where the actor has just this much leverage.
Totally.
It's like, if you're Meryl Streep, you have a lot of leverage because you have established yourself as this incredible actor. But ultimately, when you look at like on paper, technically she is replaceable because she's not an established character in the world of whatever movie this is. Like, you can have someone else. When it is a spinoff with an established world, that is the character. That actor can be like, well, if you want a Frankie Heck storyline, I'm the only Frankie Heck that exists in the world.
You need this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money talks.
Wow.
Money. Well, actually, our face talks.
Did you ever want to be an actor?
I did.
You did?
I still want to.
Oh my gosh.
I'd love to I can't do auditions, but I would love if I knew somebody who was just like, hey, you want to come do this? I'm like, yeah, definitely, let's do it.
Those are the best ones.
I was in a Tic Tac commercial. I was in a Jack in the Box commercial.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
What color Tic Tacs? Orange?
Tic Tac has gum.
Tic Tac has gum.
I had no idea. It was one of the first things that I ever got a sponsorship for, and I showed up and I negotiated it myself. When I got there,
Honey.
I thought it was just me and like a camera guy.
Yeah.
There was like 35 people on set. There were ladders. There was everything. I was in hair and makeup. I undersold myself by a lot.
Like,
oh
my
for
gosh.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, you'll know for the next one. Or was the Jack in the Box one after TikTok?
Jack in the Box was after TikTok.
And you knew.
Tic Tac. But Tic Tac was everywhere. I was at like every stadium before events. my friends were sending me videos of me when they were at iHeart Music Festival, and it's
Oh
like,
my
I'm on
God.
the thing.
Wait, were you going to be like the Tic Tac guy?
I was for like a hot minute.
Yo, I have to go
Whoa.
look this up.
It's
Yeah.
online.
I'm gonna go look it up.
It's online.
I'll give you my thoughts.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
How long ago was this?
8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Wow.
It was like right in the beginning of the internet stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go look it up.
We talked earlier that Jasper is a fictional. Why Chicago? Why is that real? They just want to step into that?
Yeah, we had a lot of conversations about how to make a good spinoff. It has to maintain the integrity of the original world, but it cannot be the same show. It has to be a different show. Otherwise, why wouldn't we just watch more of the middle? Like, it has to be its own thing. It has to tonally. It's a really tricky thing because it has to tonally represent the middle, but it has to be different. And so they were like, it's sort of a tried and true trope, the like small town girl in the big city. I'm pretty sure, I don't know why I can't remember the name of the show, not Mary Tyler Moore. I think it was that girl, but like it's a concept that works. And we were like, that will work for Sue. That works. And we were like, should it be in New York? Should it be in Milwaukee? Like, what's a bigger city than Orson, but
It's not Indianapolis.
it's not exactly. Yeah. Well, we toyed with Indianapolis.
Did
We were
you
like,
really?
should it be Indianapolis? We're like, it's not quite big enough. And it was like, originally it was going to be New York, and then Eileen and Deanne went off and did their, genius thing, and they were like, it still has to be in the Midwest. In order to energetically still feel like the middle, it's got to be the Midwest. And Chicago is a huge metropolitan city.
And Eileen and Deanne know Chicago really
They
well.
do.
They know New York, but they know Chicago
No,
very
they're like
well.
from Chicago.
Yeah.
And so we were like, this is the perfect. And Chicago just generates. It's sort of like, people talk about New York being a character. Chicago, it's 100% its own character. Just the like wind of it all.
Mhm.
The people, the food, the life.
Yeah, it has literal movement. Like, it has an engine of its
Excellent
own
point,
accord.
yeah.
So we set it in Chicago, and yes, the legal thing. I think it's a little bit.
It's not like it's never been done. They do it all the time. It's just
Yeah.
like, it's another element if you're going to put it in a real town. And like something like Chicago, a big city, if you think about what a show is like, a bigger city that's more than her hometown, what does Sue do? Sue wants obstacles. Sue overcomes. Sue will fail and then get back up again. And so you still have to maintain the integrity of Sue Heck. We want to make it mature and elevated. Sure, let's put it in Chicago. Let's give her a haircut. Let's have her work in a hotel.
A haircut as
That was me.
Yeah, that's true.
They were like, how much can your hair grow before we film this? Because I wrapped the middle, or we wrapped the middle, and I cut all my hair off.
She sure did.
I
Peter
was
Pan.
like, Peter Pan, like full pixie.
What did the Sue Heck look like in the new spinoff?
Honestly, super cute.
Yeah.
It's the length that I aspire to now.
What is that?
Whenever I show people, I'm like, this is the haircut I want. It's no. It's like here. It's
We'll
not
show
a
you
pixie.
photos. There's photos online.
There are press photos.
Yeah.
It was just cute. It was just like little. It was like one my chin length, but like this was higher in the back. It was really
so
cute.
You get it. You
Yeah,
picture
I think
it.
I've seen those photos.
You might have.
You probably, yeah.
In the pink jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Mhm. But you can't change the character too much. You need them to grow and you need them to evolve. Like it's a new show for a reason, but people are expecting Sue. And so you need to put them in a place that's going to still give them that's going to give her Sue type obstacles.
And that's why I do think that Sue was kind of a good character for a spinoff, because it's very easy to fall into the trap of this person is so funny on this show, and then you make him a main character and you're like, ooh, you were good for a punchline. I don't think you can sustain you can't be number one because you don't have the inner life. You don't have the like dimension as a fully formed character to be compelling as a human being. You're more like, I don't know, you're a good, but I'm in any scene. And I think Sue really I had 9 years to develop a real inner person that wasn't just like, Sue doesn't make a team. Like, I was a real person by the end.
Yeah.
If they released the pilot with all that original different cast, why can't they release the Sue Heck spinoff?
Good question.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, we're both. I mean, to be quite frank, we are both dying for the world to see it.
Dying.
We just would love Warner Brothers not to sue our asses.
Yeah.
But even if, wouldn't they be able to release it?
They wouldn't do that.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why. I will go on record and say that Warner Brothers. I don't think Warner Brothers I don't think studios willingly release IP. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I know why they want to hold on to it just in case. They're never gonna do anything with it, but just in case, because they own it, they own it.
But there must be somebody at Warner Brothers that saw our last interview and was like, wow, this is so good. Let's make it happen.
I know,
Baby, don't
right?
think we're not. We would love for something to happen between the two of us. I
Yeah.
think, like, I don't know. We look, especially with doing this rewatch podcast that we do about the middle, it's like talking about it, and we talk quite a bit about the spinoff, but it does feel like there is something there. And with the way that the networks are currently, it feels like it's made for the era of television we're in right now. To me, at least.
Yeah, 100%.
So you think the Sue spinoff would do well in today's world?
I really do.
I do think so. The only thing that I would say that I'm not sure about, and I don't know if audiences care, is we've been off the air for however long, and so we need to refresh people's memories. But I do, in my gut, watching what's on television now and what is doing well and what is thriving and what is not thriving, I do think the tone of the show, most importantly, because I think the success of shows tonally are really dictated by what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And I think a Sue-based show with Brad in it and this wonderful cast of characters would thrive today. And I also just think that there's beyond that life to this character. I, as a fan of Eden Sher and a fan of Sue Heck, outside looking in, I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
I love the evolution of characters.
I think the Malcolm in the Middle spinoff really proved that there is demand for these things to come back around. And I feel like they really set up the reboot or revival in a way that it can thrive with these new characters, because they focused a lot on their storylines rather than the OG cast who was just part of it.
I was going to say,
Yes.
I haven't watched it. How is the reboot?
It's great. They
Yeah.
did a really good balance of the OGs and the new people. But again, I think they leaned heavy into the new cast for a possible spinoff where Frankie's the dad and it focuses on the daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I really liked the double narration.
Yes.
I thought that was really clever. Did you watch the original Malcolm at all?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so you know how Malcolm is
Breaks
just
the
like
fourth wall.
all the time.
Yeah.
So they did that with him, with Frankie Muniz, but then also with his daughter character.
Oh, that's fun.
I thought it was really it wasn't overkill for me. I
It
liked
feels like it sets it up for something to go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I think spinoffs are doing, I mean, or even reboot, like Scrubs is doing quite well. And honestly, it's quite good.
Yes.
So I think there's, I don't know, Eden and I would love something to happen. I just want to work with Eden again.
Yeah, we see each other all the time, and it would be so nice to, I don't know, see each
Do a
other
little
on set
something.
also.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of your face.
I know. Oh my God. She won't leave me alone.
I
Do
know,
you
I'm
guys have
obsessed.
Do you guys have a favorite scene that you did together?
Can I tell you the truth? And it's unfortunate because it's not going to be seen. There's a couple. One of mine is the spinoff scene.
It's the best scene we ever filmed together.
Yeah.
it's
It's funny. We're both, I think, hilarious in it. And I think we're both heartwarming in it.
It's the best acting on a sitcom I've ever done. I'm serious.
It's great.
And
She's
it was
great.
honestly in part to you. I've talked about it before. You helped me through that. It's like it's the emotional peak of the episode. It's, I think, Sue's emotional peak ever. Like it's just the most real and funny I've ever gotten to be. And so like I remember on set I had to be like crying or like really truly welling up like in a really authentic way, and I was like, I can't do it like off camera or like in between takes, and Brock was just like, honey, you got this, or you don't got this, and they'll edit around you. And it was such a relief. I just like put my head in your lap. I was just like, thank you, Brock. And you were like, you're good.
You're good. She's
who
fabulous.
cares?
I mean, sometimes she just we need to tell her that she's fabulous because
Yeah.
I know it, you know it. And so it's
But also Brock was anyone who's seen the pilot has said that is the biggest laugh. He has a physical bit where he like jumps on a cab, and then it like mirrors the musical episode. Like you think a musical's gonna happen, and then it's just like the cab pulls forward. He's like, oh well, we're not doing that.
like honks. He's like, get off the cab.
And it's yeah.
But of scenes that we can watch, we just recapped another one I know that Ian and I both love is the musical number.
Yeah.
Okay, as a fan of the middle, the musical number that comes out of nowhere from season 8, a fan or not a fan?
I'm a fan.
Okay.
Because you don't lean in too heavy into it's like special on its own thing. It's not a recurring thing.
Okay, great.
I think when a musical number gets a recurring, that's when it kind of overkills
Yeah.
pushing the story
That's
forward.
shark jumping.
The what?
That's shark jumping.
Yeah.
Like
What's
do you know the term jumping the shark? I think it comes from an actual episode of I think does Henry Winkler, what's the
Happy Days?
Happy Days, yeah. I think it's from Happy Days.
Oh my
Someone's
God, I
gonna
didn't know
fact check
that.
me and be
Yeah.
like, it's not from
Oh, is
Happy
that
Days.
when he's surfing and
Yeah, he literally jumps the shark, and that's when people are like, okay, this show has lost the plot.
what? He's surfing, being pulled by a boat, and he jumps the shark, and it was like, oh, that's too fake.
Yeah.
On Happy
Too much.
Days?
Yes, exactly. So now it's an expression when it's like a show is in season 14 or whatever, and you had this random character do something insane. Or what could have been, you could have made a risk, like you could have had in season 8, randomly like 2 characters are doing a musical number now, like they've jumped the shark.
But we loved it.
But we loved it. And
It's
I do think it worked. It was random.
Yeah.
It was really like watching it back, like, oh, this really does come out of nowhere. But it's once you let it wash over you, you're like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun. And it was so fun to film.
It was so fun to do. We
choreograph.
were in like, because the difference of that is Sue and Brad were no stranger to jazz hands and a kickball change. They were kicking and dancing and all
Well,
the things.
Brad was. Sue I
Was
don't know,
flailing. She was attempting.
She was ball kick. She was change ball kicking with both left feet.
But the difference of this one is because it was a fantasy musical number. It wasn't us like but on a stage. We actually had to be good. Or sometimes if you miss a note, it can be funny. Or if you like miss a step, we're doing that intentionally because we need a laugh. Where this one, it had to be in order for it to wash over you, it has to be precise and it has to hit a very different visually and tonally. It just had to be different than anything we'd ever done. And so we took it really seriously.
Yeah.
And
I
it
took
was
your
so
harmonies.
much fun. Yeah. Oh my God. Joe, I'll say this. I can hold dish a tune, but I'm not a singer. And so we're in this recording studio in Burbank, and we're like at the booth for a good, on this one part, maybe, I don't know how many times we did it, but 20 minutes. And then finally, I'm like, I can't get this harmony. And Eden,
I was just like, because Eileen was like, it's here. And Rock was like,
it's here.
And she was like, it's here. And then I was like, hold on. I was like, Brock, like, it's here. And you were like, mm-mm. And I was like, what if, I know it's the lower part, what if, and don't be offended, Brock, like, I love you so much. What if I can do it? I can do the harmony and he'll do the melody. And then Brock was like, thank you.
God.
Oh my God.
I exhaled.
Yeah. And we did it. It
I'm
was
sure they
perfect.
were spending so much money by the minute at that studio, and I was like, I can't get it. I can't get it.
Well, because it's not like you needed, it's not like you couldn't do any of it. You nailed the dancing, you nailed the act. It was like just this one thing that I was like, bestie,
But then
let me do this.
That's talking about the evolution of our friendship. Season 1, that I don't think would have happened.
Never, yeah.
And there's only the reason that was able to happen is that I can look at Eden and be like, girl, I don't know if this is going to happen. And then she can be like, do you want me to take it? Eileen, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Like the honesty, the truth.
Yes, exactly. And the like not taking it, knowing that we have 8 years of knowing that neither one of us is going to take this personally.
Yeah.
I can say to him like, do you want me to take it?
Yeah.
And know that he's not going to be like, how dare you take my harmony?
Yeah.
Or how dare you steal my whatever, you know?
There's a lot of people will look at Eden and I, and they're not wrong, and they go, you are Sue and Brad. Like you are to Eden Brock or Sue and Brad. But the main difference is that I think Sue and Brad are they're never going to be cutting towards each other or like direct. They'll say things in a nice way. Eden and I are straight to the point.
Oh yeah. I mean, you literally, we started this whole hour by you being like, is this boxy crazy or boxy fashion? And I was like, boxy crazy.
Boxy crazy. You said fashion, so I'm going to go on. I'm on your side. Boxy
Well,
fashion.
because I look in the terms of the frame, so like the frame is just here. I'm like, oh, that's
Let's
boxy
ask
fashion.
the audience. Is this is this boxy fashion or boxy crazy? You decide. But I don't know. Eden and I were very much, I think that's what I appreciate about the differences between Sue and Brad. Because on the surface, I think there are obviously a lot of similarities. But the way that there's just a directness, and we're both, sometimes we have too thick a skin, but like the way we can just be direct and honest with each other is something in my friendship with Eden that I don't have a lot in my other friendships.
Same.
It's something I appreciate more than anything.
I do have it a little with my like elementary school girlfriends that I'm like still friends with, but I think there's something about when you can get along with, when you have a relationship with someone that you've worked with specifically that you've done comedy with, it's something different. There is a level of vulnerability that if it can go both ways. You can have this vulnerability with someone and then have it blow up in your face, and that's trauma. Like that's scarring. Or you can see each other on this level and be like, I still love you. And then it's like, it's clicked in. It's locked in forever. I could not see Brock for years, which hopefully will never happen. But if I do, and we would come back and just be immediately, I could be like, how do I look right now? And he'd be like, terrible.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? Like, I had 2 other kids. You'd be like, why? Your house is sticky enough.
When I sit down at her table, I go with my hands.
This is my impression of Brock walking through my house. You can't see my legs, but
should
like,
we go outside?
We can do this in my car. Do you want to talk about the car? Was there a moment where you guys realized that Brad and Sue's stories really were intertwined for each other?
I don't know. Rewatching, I would say probably season 3.
I don't know if this was your question, but I started to realize, like, I had some good stories, but when I think of the best ones, the ones that really stick out in my mind, they're the Brad and Sue stories. Those were the stories that worked that was the best dynamic that was not within the family. There was no other dynamic that wasn't like Sue, the people love Sue and Mike storylines, and I understand why. I love them too. I love Neil. But if you're talking about not in the immediate family, the only ones that are like fully iconic and just like work with our souls and people can see it are the Brad and Sue storylines.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what is it? What is it called? Like no texting and driving.
Oh, yes,
like,
bad choices.
bad
All these
choices.
skits, The Loneliest Locker.
The musical number even.
The musical number. And it's like, I think what I appreciate is that they're able to, they moved on. They milked the joke for a while, which they should, which is funny, is that everyone knows Brad's gay except for Sue and Brad. And then eventually, before, he came out, but it was like, then they moved on from that. And they very easily could have said, okay, well, that joke's kind of washed up and they could have moved on from me. But instead, they leaned into what I think they saw within those scenes, within those jokes, is like, oh, there's some fun to be had outside of those kinds of jokes. And I think that's where it really got its legs. That's what I mean by season 3. I was like, I'm starting to see, now they're putting me in the episodes with Sue where I'm the function of the best friend, right? Right. Yeah.
No. Go. Sorry.
No. Where it's you're the function of the best friend, and then as a result, when you have those scenes that then are allowed to play out, then Eden and I are able to really lock in on that chemistry, and then they're like, "Ooh, that's good. Let's write to that," and it feels like the snowball effect.
Well, it's kind of like this. I don't know if you've taken improv, right? Have you taken improv?
Yeah, a couple groundlings. It was terrible, Joe.
Oh, okay. It's like a principle of improv and just like comedy in general. They really found so in improv, in an improv scene, the funny comes from the dynamic. It doesn't come from the jokes. The jokes will come out of a funny dynamic, a compelling dynamic that you want to see. And so, yes, the joke was Brad doesn't know he's gay, Sue doesn't know he's gay, everyone else knows he's gay. But the funny behind the funny was, how does that principle, it starts with that one gimmick or that one thing, that sort of like totem that you keep going back to as a joke, but how does that dynamic then affect the actual relationship of Brad and Sue? And I think the funny behind the funny is not just that Brad doesn't know he's gay, but like, what would a character like Brad and a character like Sue do together?
Absolutely.
And they would do a lot of weird shit.
Yeah. And we did.
Yeah, a lot of silly stuff. And that was the fun of it, that friendship 100% exists in real life. Yes, he doesn't know he's gay, she doesn't know he's gay, but like, that's not the point of it. It's not the point of it anymore.
The other lines are showing, yeah.
That's a great way to put it. That was an excellent way to put that.
Oh, thank you.
Is there something from the set that fans might not realize? Like any kind of behind the scenes? I know you and Axel did like a tour and the cameras through the fridge.
Oh, yeah,
that was really interesting. But is there something that somebody might not realize just from the filming?
I think the difference, at least to me, when you're on any sort of set, it's either it feels honestly like a little big because they have to fit these cameras in there, and then you go into another space that they've created, and when you're looking at it on TV, it feels nice and full, but then sometimes some of these sets, there's only 3 walls. And you think as a viewer, you're seeing all 4 walls, and you're actually not. And it's this weird thing where you're kind of thrust into something where it feels so visceral and real when you're watching it on television, but then it's completely different in terms of just the proportions, or your brain is filling in a gap, like a wall or two, because of how they're filming it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think also people just don't realize, especially with The Middle, like not like a show like Sex and the City where like they were really in New York City, they were on the streets of New York City and it felt like New York City. With The Middle, they never took us off the lot. We were almost 95% of the sets that you see were temporary. We're just like on the same lot. We're on the Warner Brothers ranch. They were just built for 8 hours. They were built to be used for 8 hours and then and then gone. I think the unsung heroes of The Middle was the construction team, was set deck and the actual construction team. It was insane what they would build to be used for 8 hours. And it looks like a full, it has a full world within itself. And it was built in 3 hours to be used for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Just to be torn right back down.
Yeah.
You never went off set?
Almost never.
Almost never. There were moments in season 1 and 2 where maybe we would dip off. It was you guys. I was almost always on the ranch. But do you know Warner Brothers Ranch versus Warner Brothers? We were Warner Brothers Ranch.
All the way out there.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like The Middle is in so many ways the same way behind the scenes as it is on camera. So we're not on Warner Brothers. We're on Warner Brothers
No, they
Ranch.
couldn't put us on Warner Brothers proper.
No. Yeah, exactly.
They
So
couldn't
we
waste
are
the space.
a block and a half away, where like people would say, I went on the Warner Brothers tour to see the middle sets, and they only go to the main lot, and they didn't see anything from the middle because we're on the stepchild lot,
Yeah.
a block and a half away.
Is that just the way that the show got picked up?
It's what the stages were available at the time. And so there was us and The Secret Life of the American Teenager. Those are the 2 shows that filmed there. And then you would see like the show would also be like, if you were to be on the Warner Brothers lot, there's a lot of different exteriors that you could use. Whenever you're seeing anything outside where there's like buildings, it is the same building with a different sconce and maybe a parking meter and maybe not a parking meter, just to like trick you.
They'd paint the curb.
Yes, exactly. But it's like, it's the same thing over and over again because that's just how we were. And again, that feels very middle of us. We went to Pat Finn, who played Bill Norwood, the neighbor. He passed away earlier this year. And at the funeral, during the reception, there was someone talking about Pat Finn's wonderful time on CBS's The Middle. And we were on ABC. It's just like, Pat Finn and his great run on CBS's The Middle. And I look at Eileen, the creator, and I was like, it fits. So there's just like, there's all these parallels. That's just like, you can't write that. That is, we parallel the show in more ways than one.
I mean, even within the show, I thought one of the funniest things is that Sue was born on leap year.
Baby,
Oh my
it is
God, I
so
loved it.
good.
So Sue coded. Like,
100%.
We have these fans that are like so ingrained in like, they want the lore of it, and they're like, well, she was born on leap year. This leap year happened in 1990 whatever. So
they did the math of it. I love this loophole. I love this thing that I'm sure they were like, whatever. The age doesn't match up. If she was born on a leap year, it would have to be. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
though.
go. That's your birthday.
It is. It would have to be 1996. But the year that she graduated high school, she would have had to have been born in 97. Like just in a not even year and not a leap year. And so they were like, this doesn't make sense. They have her turning 14 in this year, or like 15, whatever it is, and that would make her 1997. But they say that it's a leap year. So how?
she's adopted. She doesn't know her real birthday.
Yeah.
You don't know the difference between Eden and I? Eden loves it and gets kind of fixated on that. I roll my eyes and go, get over it.
Well, this was pointed out by a viewer, I will
It was
say.
a viewer, absolutely.
This was not even me. I didn't do this math.
On our podcast, her favorite segment, Eden, are logic bumps.
Segment. It's turned into a segment. It's not a real segment, but it just happens every time. I have to say something and Brock goes, okay.
Okay, I guess we'll do this now. Are you someone that when you watch TV, the logic of it will pull you out of the show, or do you let it wash over you?
It depends how involved the logic is part of the show. Like her birthday on leap year is too deep, like too many layers to really think about.
You're not going on Apple Calendar looking when leap year was. Yeah.
No.
Doing the math of high school.
No. I'm trying to think. Like right now, the shows that I'm really watching are Your Neighbors and Friends with John Hamm, Euphoria.
Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns on Euphoria season 3.
Have you seen it?
No, but I am on the TikTok algorithm for Stunt Double, so I feel like I've seen it.
For Stunt Double?
Yeah, for Rue Stunt Double.
You're on Stunt Double Talk?
Stunt Double Euphoria Talk?
So Joe, I get it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I
like
understand.
we both saw the show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a real big niche down there.
I don't know how I'm on here, but I'm on here now.
I didn't even know they had stunt doubles on there.
She was just driving a car.
Oh yeah.
But you're loving Euphoria?
Yeah, I like that they took 5 years apart from high school to now, rather than try and work them still into high school, because they were pushing it in season 2.
Yeah.
And just to see where everybody is now, I think Rue gives a lot of voiceover to try and set things up. I forget if that was how it was in the first
Rue
2
Zendaya?
Yeah.
Yes.
I forget if that was how it was in the first 2 seasons, but overall, I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm glad. I also look at things more as like, am I glad that they did it again versus like, oh, they didn't do this right.
Oh,
yes,
that's
I'm
interesting.
glad the cast came back together and did another season. I'm glad Malcolm in the Middle came back and we got to see the cast together. Like, these are cool things that some people have these like hot opinions about. But overall, yes, it's cool that they're still doing it.
Yeah. Did you love And Just Like That?
Did I what?
Sorry, did you watch And Just Like That?
What is that?
Okay.
Oh no!
It was the hottest of messes.
It's the Sex and the City reboot.
Oh.
And just like that, because Sarah Jessica Parker loves to write her little novel, and she goes, and just like that, I ended up in bed with this man. Period. End of episode. And so they did the spinoff, and just like that, for the reboot.
Did people not like it?
It's an unhinged
Honey, it's
show.
crazy. It is nuts.
I am not gonna sit here and be like, I mean, they got some really good people. I love Sarah Jessica Parker. I actually love. I mean, I loved the original. You know, this is it is problematic. Actually, I don't even want to. Maybe I want to work with Michael Fox one day. I will say, it's an unhinged show, is what I will say. It is absolutely, and it is. I watched it. I watched every episode of it, and I was like, "What's happening?" But I loved it.
Is it a full season?
It's
Honey,
3
there's
seasons.
3.
Oh wow. Yeah, like that's cool. They were able to keep going. I
They
think
were.
it's so good.
So I take it you didn't watch any of the movies either?
No, I think I did watch one of the movies.
You saw Kim Cattrall on a camel when they were in Egypt?
I think I did, yeah. I did watch
No
that
comment.
one.
No comment.
But again, I'm new to the world, so I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
What is your favorite show of all time?
All time,
yeah.
probably Malcolm in the Middle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so you are on cloud 9 with this reboot then.
Yeah, it was really interesting to feel like I grew up in their house and to see them come back together.
Yeah.
Like when Frankie and the parents come together, I'm like, oh, wow. It gave me a really weird feeling.
He looks great, Frankie Muniz.
He looks the same.
Yeah.
The exact same.
It's so funny because I think like, yes, there were single camera comedies, but it's wild like now stepping back and we're in 2026, how much Malcolm in the Middle paved the way for what modern television looks like.
Well,
The way that it's shot.
the
Yeah.
way that it is insane. The middle wouldn't exist without
I would
Malcolm.
agree.
Any single, I'm sure you talked to people, so maybe they told you that it was. I think it was, if I'm remembering correctly, it was almost hard to pitch or hard to get made because they were like, again, someone's going to fact check me and be like, that's not actually what happened. But I'm pretty sure the executive sides were like, I don't understand. It's a comedy, but you want to shoot it like a drama. Like single camera comedies really did not exist before Malcolm. And they proved like Linwood Boomer was stuck to his guns. Have you talked to Linwood himself or just?
I'm trying to get him. Just to hear those early days, how he was able to get it, because people were begging him to make a TV show.
Really?
He worked on another show, and then the networks wanted him to do something, and that's where he came up with Malcolm, which was based on his real life.
Oh. I'm rewatching the original Malcolm right now, and it is so good. It's just good. I think, I don't know if there was a relationship like Lois and Hal on TV where they were just, it's like they managed to do like, she is kind of a nag, but she's the best, most committed nag. It's not like the doofy, it's weird. They take this dynamic of like the doofy husband and like the really hard ass wife and make it so fresh. I love that they're so in love with each other. They're like so obsessed with each other. They're so like in such a funny, I don't know, a way that works.
Who's your favorite character on Malcolm now?
Honestly, Lois.
Really?
Lois, yeah.
Oh, I think Reese is so good.
Reese is good. No, they're all really good. Honestly, Malcolm, he had this line that I was like, whoa, you delivered this so perfectly. It was like he had a head injury it was really early. It was like episode 5 or something. He had a head injury, and he like said like, I don't think I have a head injury. And, and it was perfectly delivered because I was like, wait, what did he say? And then my husband was like, no, it was gibberish. I was like, that was so good. That was so. But I think Lois is a perfect character. I think she's a perfect character.
Who is your favorite character on the middle?
Ooh.
And you could be biased.
I mean, yeah, I'm biased. Oh, actually, I don't know. It's between. I'm so biased. These are my like closest people. I think it's Axel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's Axel because I'm just like, I'm confounded at how Charlie was able to make this on paper bad person. He was a bad, not likable, bad, like just mean, bad person, and make him so lovable.
But you would never know that just by watching it. When you read it on paper and you're like, how are you going to deliver this? It's so searing how he talks.
Was that the issue with the original pilot? The original Axel also did not.
There were a couple things wrong with it. Yeah, there were. I mean, Eileen and Dan are very. They'll tell you themselves. There were a lot of issues with that first pilot. They were like casting. It didn't come together. These actors can be fabulous on their own, but the harmony didn't work, and the color palette was just like dark. Characters were slightly different. Like for example, Sue in the original, the actress who's lovely and very, very talented, there just wasn't a buoyancy to Sue. And so when she doesn't win, there's a little like, oh God. Where Eden, on paper, that's kind of what it is, but she brings this like optimism to it. And so that's kind of what Charlie does is like on paper, you read it and you're like, wow, this is a mean teenage boy. But then he's able to like twist it and play with the words and bring his own Charlie energy to it. That's able to turn it on its head.
He's also so weird. Like he's one of my favorite people in real life. And so he's such a weirdo. Like he has such a weird sense of humor that he brings this weird goofiness. It's so goofy. It really is. It's light. It's levity. I remember Lee Shallot Chemmel, who directed most of the episodes on them, like I think more than half, which is a lot for a single cam because you have a whole week of prep beforehand. She said there was a scene with another actor. I'm not going to say who, but it was this other actor who had to do like a dramatic thing. And she was like, it's getting too serious. It's you got to keep it light. You got to treat it with a light heart. It's a tricky thing because you have to commit. You can't be jokey about it. You have to have real emotion, but at its core, it has to be light. It's a comedy. This is still a comedy. This is not Handmaid's Tale. Like we are doing, the people have to laugh at the end of this scene at something, even if it's the button. They can't be taken it can't genre shift.
Right.
And so Charlie is able to do this incredible thing where he just brings such a lightness, such a levity to something that is mean or whatever, but he's so silly with it. And there's also like this level, he brings this kind of contrasting insecurity. Because he's not insecure in real life, but he knows what that feels like to be really insecure. So like there is this kind of, you can like see this insecurity within his like meanness. That's if you don't see the insecurity, you're just like, this person is just cruel. But like if you see that like, oh, this guy's struggling, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, it makes it okay.
Yeah. I think there's a real talent where you're able to ride a tone. I think tone is one of the hardest things to nail as an actor in comedy because especially with comedy, you have to, like Eden say, you have to play the stakes and it has to be real, but you can never, ever, 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 even in your most serious moment, be too far away from landing a joke that's coming up in the next line. And finding that tone and riding that wave is tricky in its own right. And it's its own set of challenges beyond just like hitting the joke that's at the end of it. It's how do you navigate that and work with your scene partner or whatever it is to make sure that the audience never dips too far out because they're not trying to like do too much at 8 p.m.
Right.
You know, if they wanted to like watch drama, they'll watch SVU at 10.
Yeah.
You know
Their brains off. They want to just be on autopilot and enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's there's actors who are really good at doing hard jokes, but then the ones who just take it to the next level and they're the reason they are on a season or on a series for 9 years is because they know how to do that and how to hit every emotional beat without losing the North Star that we are a comedy. You know what I mean?
Who's your favorite character?
I think it's because I'll exclude the Hex because I think I'm a little biased. I think I do love Sue, but I think we just watched an episode with Brooke Shields as Rita Glossner, who is I forget how they described it in the script, but like the white trash neighbor with tattoos and like a dusty mullet or something. And she is so funny. And I think it's fun just because you know that is Calvin Klein model Brooke Shields.
Yeah.
And she is fully committed, and she is so freaking funny, and the nicest person on planet Earth, and was so down. There's a difference also with actresses. There are some people who can be funny, I would agree, and they can do some really nice things, but the best ones and the ones that you can really sink your teeth into are the people. Particularly, I think there's a stigma around who like they don't want to look stupid. The people who want to look stupid are the funniest fucking people on television.
You gotta look stupid, you gotta look ugly, you gotta be embarrassing.
Yes.
You gotta be okay to be, this is gonna be embarrassing. And I think that's why we interviewed someone on our podcast the other day who said something that was so simple and I had never thought about before, where she was like, actors, I'm always so shocked. They're just so unself-conscious. The best ones, especially in comedy, are just really unself-conscious. And you'd think like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you have to really commit. You have to look silly. You have to look ridiculous. And I realized something within myself that was like, oh my God, that's true. It is the only time in my entire godforsaken life where I don't care at all. I don't care at all what I look like. I'm not thinking about what people are thinking. I can fully let go and just be, because I'm so self-conscious in my real life and I'm just like this anxious mess. And when you put a camera in front of me and you're like, look stupid, look as stupid as you can, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
It's a channel to just be able to just do all of the things that maybe would make me nervous in real life.
Yeah.
I've given permission to do this thing.
Yeah.
And I really
it has to be hard, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like, with whatever that stigma is around women in particular who feel like they need to look a certain way because the industry is putting that on them, to be able to like crash through that industry pressure and then be able to break through it and then succeed, and not only succeed but thrive in that arena. It's so fun to see. And I'll say this, I think, not that like she's sitting down giving us lessons, but the best teacher for that was Patricia Heaton.
Yeah.
She is so unafraid to look dumb or try something and fail, or just like do what needs to happen in order to get the laugh. She is such a fabulous teacher in that sense, and just like watching her and absorbing and learning by osmosis was the better than any acting teacher ever in Los Angeles, is just by watching someone do what they do best.
Yeah. Did Patricia or Neil ever act as if real parents to you guys navigating Hollywood or the industry or acting or roles?
Sure.
Go.
Do you have an actual Brock story?
It's so funny. I probably can't say detailed, but when we saw Patty, I don't know, like a year ago, we did like a little social media something, and we were catching up, and we had said something. We were catching up. And she goes, "Well, they should do X, Y, and Z because then you can make money off of this." And she's just like, so like, let's get into the weeds. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about money. Let's do the dollars and cents. And she was like cracking the knuckles, and she's like, let's get into it.
She is pathologically helpful. Yeah. She has a maybe it's because she was like raised Catholic and she just feels like she wants to always be doing the best she can do for other people, but she has it's the best compulsion if you want to be around her. She compulsively needs to be helping other people. So like in the first few seasons, oh my God, she was like, you don't have a gynecologist? Here, writing it down. Here you go, babe. Call now. Did you call? Have you called yet? I'll call for you. Let me call for you. And I'm seriously, this was my OBGYN until I gave birth to my children.
Wow.
And it was the best. She has numbers for everything. She has, oh, you need construction? Use this person. Oh, you need this? No. Let me show you. Let me do it for you.
That's so cool. Like after all of her success, she's still coming off like that.
That's the thing. Sure. The first time, it's my mom's favorite story. Because we watched Raymond growing up. Raymond was always in our house.
The best. I own TBS lineup every night.
I own every episode on DVD still. But the first time, my first scene ever is with Patricia Heaton. My mom is with me because I'm under 18. We flew from Colorado. But it's my mom's favorite story that Patricia Heaton, who has lots of money and lots of Emmys, was talking about a shoe sale at DSW. And she is down to earth, and she's from the Midwest. She's from Ohio. And so all the things that she's experienced in Los Angeles and Hollywood, it has not penetrated who she is.
Yeah.
She's at a core just a down-to-earth woman. She is so fab. She's so fab.
That's so cool to hear.
Yeah.
Who else did you share the lot with?
We only one other show. Actually, there were 2 other shows, but at the beginning, one other show, Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Do you know Shailene Woodley? She's pregnant. She has a secret life as a pregnant American teenager.
I never watched it. That's what it's about.
You know what it's about, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think it was that, but yeah.
Yes, it was on ABC Family, and they had only for the first 2 seasons. But those first 2 seasons, when I was an aspiring, up-and-coming comedic, actress, an actress who was on the show by the name of Jennifer Coolidge was
Stifler's
there.
mom.
Yeah.
Yes, iconic Stifler's mom. She was okay, so here's a little thing. ABC network shows compared to cable shows, their craft services. Having worked on streamers now, I'm like, ooh, oh, they're really skimping. They're really network shows have just the best crafty. The best.
Network has better food.
Oh my God,
bigger budget, better crafty.
So much better. And I didn't realize how lucky I was until I started doing other stuff. And I was like, where are the 5 espresso machines? Like, what's happening? And
where's the Air One smoothies?
yes, exactly.
She wakes up and goes into her kitchen. She goes, "Where's the 5 espresso machines?"
Yeah. Where's the 1 espresso machine in my house? So we had really, really good craft services, and every so often, and you're also for union reasons, you like really, if you're on another show, like you can't cross-pollinate. You can't go on to another show's crafty truck or eat their food. It's like you can't, it's like a hard line. And there's signs everywhere that say like only middle crew allowed, and multiple times, so often. I would just walk onto the crafty truck and it would just be Jennifer Coolidge. And I'd be like, oh my God, oh, hi. And she's like, oh, hi. And she would just be making herself an espresso. And I'd be like, hi, what's up? She's like, you guys have the better espresso machine. She would just, and who's going to tell Jennifer Coolidge to get off a crafty truck? Who's going to be like, you're not allowed here? We were just like, sure, what else do you need? What else do you need? What else do you need, Miss Coolidge? And she would sometimes, and I don't know if she knew I was actually on the show. Eventually, I think she realized because she maybe felt like she had to be, I mean, she was a super nice person. Super nice. Exactly what you'd expect, though. She is who she is. Off camera, on camera. She's delightful and kooky. Eventually, she was like, "You're funny." I was like, "Thank you, Jennifer Coolidge." She'd go, "Okay," and she would just walk off the truck, and that'd be it.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. I can't do it. Everyone can do a Jennifer Coolidge impression except me. But and then I'd like start just like hanging out by the crafty truck and be like, does she need her espresso? Where is she? Where is she? But the crafty people were like, she really shouldn't be on our truck.
Were there any other guest spots that you guys got really excited about? Like when Ray Romano came on and reunited with Patricia?
God, that was so fun. I mean, I just met him for the first time when we had him on our podcast, but I mean, you had obviously met him when you filmed with him.
Yeah, he's so great. I gotta say, Jack McBrayer, when Jack came on and was then just impossibly nice, not nice, kind. Like a fundamentally kind person.
At his core, his DNA is just a good human.
Just a good, like, what? How did this happen? How do I make this happen to my children? What are you? How are you doing this right now? That he is so kind and sincere, but also immediately so quick, so funny, always down for a bit. And it was so delightful to see him just be, when Neil can sink his teeth into someone as the butt of a joke, and they love it. Like, Jack loved it. Jack lived to be a foil for Neil, to be the butt of his joke or whatever. Oh my God. It was, I would cry laughing. And then he just like, calls me every year on my birthday. Every year.
That's like what he does. It's like his thing. Who else were we talking to? And they said they did the same thing. But like even someone where it's like it's not someone he talks to every single day or maintains a consistent.
Wasn't it you? Does he not call you on your birthday?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Maybe he doesn't have your number.
Yeah, exactly.
He
but
would.
Like, he's that kind of person where he'll take the extra step to say, hey, thinking of you, happy birthday.
Yep.
And again, and it's not work, and it's not fake, and it's not like schmoozy or networky. It's just that's who he is as a person, which I adore. And I have to say, that's very rarely did we get, and nothing isn't coming to mind, like a bad apple coming on set, which is so fun. And I think this is really a testament to Patricia Heaton, and then as a result, the rest of the 4 of the series regulars. Fortunately, when we've had people come on our show, and they're looking back at their experience now that they've had more jobs or they've done different jobs, the thing that they fortunately always say when they come on our podcast to talk about the middle is that the set was so nice. Everyone was genuine. Everyone was kind. Everyone extended their hand and said welcome. And that makes me, even though, again, I'm not a series regular, I was in, I don't know, a fourth of the episodes, I feel very, very proud to have been a part of a show that is a fixture like that in someone's mind. The last thing I think anyone would want is for a guest star or even a co-star or background actors or anyone to come on a show and be like, that was a shitty fucking experience. And I'm so glad we were not that.
No. And I have nothing bad to say about anyone on the show. I think it's rare to not have anything bad to say about any of the people that you worked with. It's like, not everyone's gonna be my best friend, not everyone's gonna be a Brock or a Charlie, but like I have nothing to be like, oh wow, what a horrible the thing to have been done to me.
Yeah.
It's so rare.
What is Charlie up to these days? I know he did your Wonder Woman show. He produced it.
He writes a lot. He writes a lot. With his wife is so fabulous, is like so talented. He's super talented, but like they're this team now. They write and I know he just directed, he and Sarah directed this movie. They like shot a movie. I think it's just.
He directed it?
Yeah. He and Sarah together.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They like shot it with another person in LA. They just did it on the fly. They did it like super, what's the word?
Guerrilla style?
Yeah, super guerrilla style.
Yeah.
And he just does stuff like that. He'll just make his own stuff. He does a lot of music.
Yeah,
he was touring his music for a while. And he's just a really, really good, and he and Sarah together, he was a good writer before he got married, and then he and Sarah together are such talented writers.
Charlie's the kind of person who will just like do something. He wants to do it, he'll do it. He did something. What was it called that you all did?
Imagigary?
From like, I don't know, that was season 3 or 4 of The Middle. He just like wrote this and shot this film
in Pennsylvania, in his like hometown.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's just like one of the, I think the most attractive qualities in anyone is just like a hustle and a drive and like, I'm gonna do it. And that's very much Charlie. I think it's a lot of people in this industry, but like there's a certain sort of like, you're not just like talking about I'm going to do it one day and you just do it. That's a very attractive quality to me.
Yeah, and he also doesn't care about, like, he will only do stuff that he wants to do. Like I think he just did another movie like as an actor, but he won't. I'm like, I will do almost anything. I will not do another Disney show, but like there have been
You
many
want to do
times.
another Star?
Oh, I would do Disney animation.
Oh,
in a heartbeat. Oh my God. I will never, ever do a Disney live action, like a multicam for kids show. I will not do that. I say that now. And
I want to see that.
No, I feel like you would. If the right offer came around and the right show.
Sure.
Hey guys, get to class on the double.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like being like a Phil Lewis on A Sweet Life,
Like,
being like
I'd
the adult.
crush that.
I kind of would.
I'd be in the audience every goddamn night. You kidding? laughing.
I'll say this. I will never do like a guest spot on a Disney show. I will. You know what? You're right. I say that now. Who knows? Maybe in the future, my kids like love this show and they're like, and it's because I'm pretty sure like Rachel Bloom did an episode of the iCarly reboot.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I think so. So maybe if it's something like that, but that is the one kind of hard line I have where I'm like, I did that once or twice when I was a kid. I have no need to go back. If it's offered to me and I'm like, this is not good and I don't need this, I won't do it. For everything else, like I've done a number of guest spots on other sitcoms.
Was Superstore fun?
Superstore was so fun. Oh my God. We just talked about Superstore on our podcast. We did like a bonus episode where we recapped, as if we were recapping The Middle, we recapped that episode of Superstore. I forgot how much fun it was. It's such a good show. And that was one that I actually asked to be on.
Oh, really?
I did, yeah. I was
You just put it out there to your agent?
I did. I was like, I'm a huge fan of this show. If they ever have a fun, special guest star, And then
3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, it came
That's
back.
how Hollywood works.
You gotta just ask for what you want.
I want to be in the next Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Saying it now.
Put it in motion.
I get eaten.
Yeah. You're just like a dead body.
I get squished. I don't even get chewed up.
But yeah, obviously it doesn't always work to ask. Like you won't always get it. But if you don't ask, you really won't get it.
Yeah.
You have to at least ask. And so that was one that I did ask. And then the other ones, like I did an episode of Night Court, and it was so fun. Melissa Rauch is just like a dream. But so Charlie, I don't know if he would. I don't know if he wants to do those things in the same way that I'm like, if you offer it to me, I'll probably show up.
What a lot of people were surprised too that you were Star.
A lot of people were surprised. I thought it was like very well known. I'm shocked at how many people still, this many years later, are like, oh my God, you played Star?
Well, because I think there's a line where people like, oh, this is just a voice actor. They don't realize the connection of who it is.
Totally.
But it was really cool to see how many people were mind blown that you were both.
I know, which is also like, I guess a testament. I don't think of myself as putting on doing a character when I do Star, but I really was. It is different. My voice is different. I like drop into Star a little bit. And the voice is different from my voice. And honestly, I kind of drop into the Sue voice. So like Sue is different and Star is separate. There's an Eden that lives in between them both. And I exist in the center of Star Butterfly and Sue Heck.
Do you have a favorite Star Butterfly quote?
And you have to say it.
No, but it's probably the burrito song. I did a burrito song. I like just made a song about a burrito on the spot. Or they like guided me. They were like, do this. And then I just did it and singing that. I can't even remember it now, but I remember it was I was like crying. It was like the most fun I've ever had acting. Like definitely in a recording booth. But
Why? It was just like
it was
improv.
Yes, it was
Ridiculous,
insane.
yes.
Ridiculous. It was just like burrito, burrito, my breakfast burrito. That wasn't it.
Drop it on Spotify.
I literally had to join, what is it? MCAT? What is
The
it?
Union?
The Union, yeah. Because they were like, you wrote a song.
How much money did you get from it?
None. I just had to join the Union.
I actually had to pay to join the union.
Yeah.
I lost money doing that. It's so funny.
I was too funny in the booth.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I owe dues to this union that I don't have nothing to do with.
It's a 10-year sign up. I don't know.
Watching Eden, I was telling her this the other day when she says she's like she hits Star or she hits Sue. Watching Eden snap in, it's like a microsecond. It's just a tiny little it's an amazing thing to see because it's just the tiniest difference, but you snap.
And you know who I learned that from?
Who?
Patty Heaton. She would do this thing. She had this phrase. It's not. I'm sure other people have this phrase. It's just here we go.
Yeah.
But she would go. She'd mess up a line. She'd go. All right, here we go. And then she would just lock in. And I do it now. I'm like, oh, okay. It's sort of how you go. Sometimes Brock helps me with self-tapes. And he'll like put on the camera and go, we go.
Yeah.
And we go. It's the same thing. I would see Patty go, all right, here we go. And she'd mess up the line again. Here we go. And she would just snap back in. And it was, I do it. I do it on set. I go, okay. Here we go. Someone would have to, like, even after the director calls action, I'd have to do my own. Here we go.
I'll tell you when I go.
Yeah. I'll tell you when I'm ready.
It's so fun. It's so fun to watch her lock in because it's an actor works, an actor's process.
And barely. I like the bare minimum. But yes, I do. There is a difference. I didn't realize that, like, I had that difference between when I think you have to, for your own mental health, you have to have some kind of either physical or like visual, mental. Usually it's like mental, the physical leads to the mental separation. Especially with a sitcom, you have to have something to separate yourself from this character. Otherwise, you're just, it gets too confusing. It's already confusing. It gets too confusing when you don't have that mechanism within yourself to say, I am Eden now. Here we go. I'm Sue.
Separation of church and state.
Yeah, separation of church and state. Separation of church and Sue. Gotta have it.
Besides the musical number, was there a really expensive episode that comes to mind that you guys shot? Or expensive scene?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that we specifically shot?
Yeah. Or if another one comes to
The
mind.
cow. I mean, I feel like that cow was pretty expensive.
Oh my God. When we sat on the cow to take like a senior photos or something to be in the
Who
yearbook.
knows?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out
trying to
eventually.
But like that, I know that because that's expensive. There's a lot of things that I think, especially with tiny things that you see on camera that you're like, that can't be that expensive. It's not a whole musical number with 20 backup dancers, but like building this giant cow that can support our weight. We're harnessed in. They've got a couple stunt people there. They've got a crane shot to make sure that they can put it up there. Like, guess how much a crane shot costs per day?
$500
$1,000 a day. Isn't that
to have that giant crane with the
Yeah.
and like zooming in down.
Yeah.
correct? $10,000 a day, which is insane. So like there's those kinds of elements where maybe as a viewer, I hope you're not like, that's expensive. It's sweeping you up in the moment and it's giving you a really nice thing. But like there's moments, I would say obviously the musical number is probably the most expensive
Yeah.
that it's been.
I will say, I bet you the no cut acapella where Brad comes,
Oh.
the what it doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Yeah.
I bet that wasn't cheap
Oh,
because that had a choreographer, that had a bunch of background, the whole acapella team.
and paying for Kelly Clarkson's when that was a
Mhm.
brand newish song. It wasn't like
Oh, you guys
old
licensed
song.
the song?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we
And
really
there's
sang
there's
it.
differences between, are we gonna have the actual like master where Kelly Clarkson is singing and all of that, or is it gonna be a cappella, or is it gonna be just the instrumental? There's all these different facets within like how much you have to pay for the rights for a song. Like I'll never forget, I sang Summer Lovin' for like 2 phrases or something during our 100th episode. And I'm pretty sure the number, they told me some number, and I don't think I'm making this up, $25,000.
Just for you to use those lines.
To like literally, I'm pretty sure Summer Lovin' had me a blast. Summer Lovin' happened so fast. And then she sang a couple of phrases, $25,000. Acapella, no music background, anything. Just Sue Heck and Brad Bodig singing cost $25,000 for 12 seconds. Wow. Isn't that crazy? So that's expensive. There are fixtures on the show. I go to that whole Christmas set where all the lights going down during that Christmas episode.
What? What episode? What are you talking about?
How do I know this show better than you? It's in season 9 or something where they lit the entire Blondie Street and they had all those Christmas
Oh.
decorations. I'm pretty sure that's when Axel is running out because they find out he got married and he's getting tackled. Remember all that?
No,
We haven't recapped it yet.
we haven't. I know that he gets married. I know that. I know because April.
Yeah.
I know Great Grammar. I know.
Do you know that Eden hasn't watched any of the middle? The first time she watches it is the night before we recap it.
Yeah.
Isn't that jaw drop? I saw that.
Why? You just haven't seen it back?
I watched the first season or first 2 seasons and I was like, oh, nope, can't do this. Can't do that. I was like 18, 19, watching myself do this very vulnerable thing, trying to be funny. And I was like, I can't do this for my mental health. Absolutely not. And then I probably could have gone back once I got more comfortable, but I just never did.
So you went back. You're watching Malcolm in the Middle right now, but you don't want to watch your own show.
Well, I have to watch it for our podcast. So I was like, why am I going to watch it again? Like I'm watching everything for the first time.
How
She's
do you
getting paid to watch it. She's fine.
How do you feel about it?
I think I did a way better job than I felt when I was 18. I'm like, I'm funny. I can't do a lot in this life. I cannot do a lot in this world. I know how to land a joke. I'm funny.
Correct.
I'm funny. I understand what comedy is. I understand how to be funny. I'm proud of myself for
How
that.
comfortable were you with the physical comedy of like Sue falling over or like
Oh.
running and hitting something?
You said how
Baby.
comfortable?
Yeah.
Very.
Too comfortable.
Too much. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. People don't realize, or like maybe like I'm actually quite athletic. I'm like actually pretty. I don't know if I call myself coordinated. I'm pretty coordinated, but I'm very physical in real life. Like I work out. I was a
Pilates
dancer.
class hates to see her come in.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh yeah. I am a fiend in Pilates. But I grew up dancing, so I'm actually like quite. Again, I don't want to say graceful, but I think you do have to have that sort of like understanding of what makes something graceful and like understanding of your own body in order to make something look ridiculous.
Because you don't want to do too much because then it's just overacting.
It's overacting. You're playing the joke. You have to just like lose control of your body. And in order to lose control of your body, you have to have complete control of your body. You have to know exactly
Good point. Yeah.
you have to. I love falling. I love doing a good fall. And that is a precise action. Doing a funny fall is precision with your body because it's not that funny if you just fall. If you just like fall flat, it's like you have to flail in a way that doesn't look that looks real, because you have to just believably lose control. Falling, doing a stunt of any kind, it has to be believable that it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah. I'll say this.
It.
The it's funny you asking about like the trajectory of the friendship. I can't believe I'm just now remembering this, but the thing that I really feel solidified, at least I felt as to me as Brock, where I was like, oh, we took the next step, was at the beginning of season 3, one of these stunts, she's waiting for a call to be a cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
And so she hurls herself over the counter, and in real life Eden got this giant bruise on her side, and it's like all up her hip, and it's like it's it's where things should normally be covered, and she's like, Brock, I have to show you this photo. I was there the next episode, and she goes, look at this bruise, and she was like, you have to see this, and I was like, we haven't had that kind of conversation yet, and she was like, you're gonna love it.
But you did.
But you did. And that to me is like two things. One, she is committed to the bit. She loves a pratfall, especially if it's going to garner her the biggest laugh of the episode, which it did. And then two, I look back on that and I go, that's kind of what started like what I call the Eden and Brock era.
I agree, because I think that's the through line between your guys' friendship, is that you will make sure whatever you're doing is to the best of its ability, and that's really where everything lies.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Like, that's like, how do I look? How am I like, you were honest because, hey, I know you can do better. And it's not taken personally because you know your abilities.
Eden thinks I can do better than this boxy tea.
So you're going to go shopping tonight and buy something different.
Exactly. Oh, Westfield hates to see me coming.
Abercrombie doesn't know what's coming.
Yeah, we
Eden also
have
makes
fun.
me laugh. Like, what are the people who can make me laugh the hardest? You make me cackle.
Oh yes, I mean same. I feel like of all the people who would make me break, it was Charlie, and then Brock, because
I
also
love a good voice crack. Voice crack would get her.
Because you also have a lock-in.
Sure.
You have
Yeah.
okay. And you would sometimes, were so good at saying the line. I always said the line, I feel like, different. And there are like values to both. Sometimes Lee would be like, can you just say it exactly the same way you said it before? And I'd have to go back and be like, okay, yeah. You would say the line exactly as you knew the joke was until instructed to do it differently.
That's the difference between a series regular and a guest star, in my opinion.
A little, yes.
A little, I would say.
That's probably, yes, you know what, you're probably right. But you always did it correctly.
Sure.
It was correct. And then they'd say, like, actually, can you try it this way? Try it faster. Try it angrier. Brad was never angrier. No. But try it, louder. Those are my favorite directions, by the way. I don't need to know, like, a whole backstory of a character. Like, you want it faster, madder, louder? What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, slow? You want me to slow down? No one ever wants me to slow down.
I think something that, like, with the... Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say that...
Go.
So sometimes you would say the line, it would... go so you'd say it perfectly and they wouldn't want it to be changed, and then you'd say it the same time so many times it would eventually, like, it would just make me laugh because it was a little like losing, like, I don't know what you're saying anymore, but right. I know that you're saying it like this. I know that you're saying it like this.
The same voice crack in the same part. I'll say, like, as like the difference, I'll say, like, from like a guest star to a series regular, I think what I walk into, and maybe I probably could have taken, as time has gone on, a little bit more liberty and changing things up, but I think, like, especially starting out as a guest star, the last thing I want is for very expensive literal film to be wasted because I'm trying to play, where I know I need to show up, say a funny joke this way, and that because it's Eden's storyline, and like, let Eden's the one with the big paragraph, and then I have a funny something that happens right afterwards. Let Eden play in that paragraph, and I know I can be funny in that. Let's not waste film by trying to experiment. I think as a guest star, you want to show up, you want to do good work, you want to be funny, and I think you're probably, I didn't do it as much, but I probably could have taken a little bit more liberty as I got comfortable and as they were giving more stuff to play and experiment, knowing that, like, we have the shot. But I think, like, a mentality from a guest star, especially a co-star, you want to show up and do what you did in the audition. That's what you're hired to do. I'll never forget, there was one, and he's so nice and he was so lovely, but there was one actor and he was a co-star and he could not for the life of him say the line that he said in the audition. And the director was like, you said it this way. I need you to say it this way. And for whatever reason, he didn't. The first couple takes, I don't know if he was trying to experiment and have fun, but it was like the director was getting frustrated. They're wasting film. We did 4 takes on this 1-2 line co-star, and it brought the production to a screeching halt. And so I think that's the difference with the series regular. You're there every single day. I was there on an episode of maybe there 1 or 2 days an episode, but like you know how to play and how to give the variation and that sort of stuff. And they want that because Sue has the dimension. Sue has the storyline. Sue's not coming in for 1 or 2 scenes for a badumch. Does that make sense?
You are totally right. I think as a regular, you have a little more freedom. You have freedom to know, like, I have the luxury of getting to experiment.
Totally.
I know that I'm going to come back tomorrow and get to say more jokes. I might as well, like, let me see what's the funniest. I didn't audition for this episode. Like, this episode was handed to me. I don't have to do it the same way. Sometimes they're like, can you do it the way you did it at the table read? But you have more freedoms. And you're so right, because having done a bunch of guest spots on specifically sitcoms, I do. It is much less. You don't want to ruin a take.
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin a take by experimenting, and you can ruin a take if you're a regular.
Yeah.
Because you just like, okay, you come back and do a million more.
Exactly. And I think one of my favorite things, Eden and I, what it happened, I'm not kidding, once a scene, twice a scene, and every scene, where if there would be some sort of line that Eden just needed a couple times to go over, they're like, we need to pick up right there. And Eden would look at me and she goes, I can just take it from the top of my line. It's fine. And then she would go and she'd mess it up again. And she goes, no, I can just take it. I can just take it.
Here we go.
Yeah. And she'd go, and she'd mess up and she goes, actually, can you lead me in? Because I would always go, do you want me to lead you in? She goes, no, I can just do it. I can just do it. And she messed up and she goes, I can just do it. I can just do it. And then she goes, give me the line.
Every time. I think eventually I was just like, yeah, leave me in.
That's one of my favorites.
Can we fire through some fan questions?
Ooh, yeah.
Please.
Did you guys take anything from the set that was special to you?
I did not. Did you?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Of course, I have the iconic Hang in There Kitty poster in my office. I actually have the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, the little piggy poster also. These are like real Easter eggs for like big fans if you look at her room. And I also took the fridge magnet that Sue stole in an episode. It says it has a dolphin on it. It says, think of the thing you cannot do and then do it. Super meta, because I took it.
Yeah.
Eden took it from set with the permission of the prop master.
Well, that
He was
stuff
like, "We
would
have
have been
double."
just
Thrown
put back
out.
into wherever, right?
I don't know if it would have. I don't think it would have been thrown out. Yeah, it would have gone into the prop
Storage.
masters. Exactly. So I think he was like, it's a magnet. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility of a revival we've talked about?
Honey, I would, ABC.
Right to ABC.
Yeah.
We would love to. And yeah, I don't know. I studios will never. It's like having a toy on the shelf that you're like, nobody else can play with it, even though you're not playing with it. I don't know why Warner Brothers doesn't just release the Sue pilot, but it's their special little toy that no one gets to play with, no one gets to look at.
It's the equivalent of keeping the tag on the Princess Diana Beanie Baby.
Literally.
You don't want to like remove it because it's too pristine. So you
It
don't
was $2,000 at one point, but now it's worth like
yeah. Wow, actually perfect analogy.
Literally.
That is true. It cost a lot of money to make, and now it's worth nothing. So just release it.
Maybe Beanie Babies will have a revival like Pokemon, but maybe not. We'll see.
We'll see.
Asked them about the scene when Brad was going to come out, and Sue said, I know. Great moment.
I'm surprised we haven't talked about that in this whole time.
Me too.
One of our favorites. I think it's funny, and I think we both feel this. Looking back on it after all these years, our opinions have slightly shifted on the scene. Because I think in the thick of it, we were both like, why didn't it happen? Why did it take 7 years? And also, my tune has definitely changed. I was like, can I at least say I'm gay? And they were like, no. We want it to be unspoken. We want it to be this like common you have come to this common understanding, the two of you. It's this like unspoken understanding. And in the thick of it, I was like, I want to like say, can we just like say it? But looking back, it's way more poignant without it.
I think it in the moment, as two young people who were like, you were probably like, I want to be, out and proud. And I was like, I want to be a good ally. I don't want to have any confusion here. We are saying that he is gay and we're all okay with it. That is what we want to do. I think at the time I was like, this feels like a cop-out, not actually saying what is happening, even though it's obvious. Let's just like say it so that everyone is on the same page here. And now, especially get the fan response from gay people being like, I loved this moment. This really spoke to me. This really meant something to me. This was exactly how I came out to my best friend. It just like, it felt it felt so nice for it just to exist and not be, it was a sincere moment, but it wasn't like an after school special moment.
That's talking about the not genre jumping. The thing that it was the most dramatic scene that I had on the middle, and it's the only like prep work that I remember doing for that, or just like sitting down and actually giving it some like actual thought, was like, you can't dip too low. Based on the world that they've built, he hasn't been bullied. He's always been himself. And it's so he's not having this like huge outpouring of emotions. He's more nervous than anything. And so I entered it. I knew, as like, if we're going super actory, which makes me roll my eyes, but like, I, as Brock, was making the choice that Brad knows that Sue is going to be okay with it. And the thing that he just had to overcome were the butterflies in his stomach because he wanted to tell his best friend. And that's the thing. It's not like he was afraid of her response or afraid of what Orson and Deanna was going to think of him, because that's not the show. That's not the world that they built. And so in order to ride that wave, genre, we're never too far from the joke, but you have to make sure that you're honoring it, is like, what are the very real stakes? He's nervous to tell his best friend, who he knows will love him no matter what, and has loved him, since they became friends, since they dated.
Yeah. His first lover.
Yes.
Ew, I make myself vomit with that word.
Right, let's say it again.
Never. Lover.
See, we're never too far from the joke.
I know.
The episode with Brad, A Boy Likes Me. How did you like filming it? I love that episode.
I know. I mean, I recently just watched it for the first time, and I was like, this is funny. This is funny. I didn't understand at the time how Sue couldn't understand what she was saying wrong, but watching it back, I think it's just like, it's a fun, like classic. It almost felt like Abbott and Costello type comedy, where it's like, it's a bit. It was like a true bit that I got to play. Like, how are you not getting this? And it was
it's one of those things where it's like, that's the juice they needed to squeeze from this joke before they could move on. Because that was season 2. They needed to squeeze that juice of everyone knows he's gay except for Brad and Sue. And so her just not even clocking A Boy Likes Me, if you were to write it in a book, would it say, which is what I think is so funny from Neil, if it were to say, would it say, Brad said, comma, quote, a boy likes me? It's just, that's funny stuff. That's stuff where you like, we can't let that go away without doing something like that. You know, we have to run that, those jokes dry before we move on. Right. It's so funny.
As a person that's dabbled in a plethora of mediums, how did I Was on a Sitcom differ from any previous job or performance?
Immensely. It was very different, because on a show, when you're filming, you mess up a line, you do it again perfectly. When it is, and you have other actors, you are responding, you have outside stimuli that is making you respond and react. When you are on stage, and also when you're an actor in something, unless you are the writer, you have not written it. You are memorizing words, and you are like there's so much less responsibility. With a one-person show, you are writing it, and then you have to memorize it, and you have to talk just you on stage for an hour, and it has to be funny. There is no phrase more embarrassing in the English language than "will you come to my one-person show?" There is nothing more mortifying. So it has.
Because you see everyone collectively like tense up when that's asked. Yeah.
Totally. Of course. And I would too. I've been to bad ones. And so for my own maintaining my friendships, it had to be good. It had to be funny.
You would have no friends if it was bad.
No, I couldn't invite them. I couldn't show my face at any party again. And so it was such an exercise in realizing what people want from comedy. They do not need every line to be perfect. They need, when you are selling yourself, when it is you, wasn't playing characters. Well, I did play some characters, but like it was me talking as me. It was a, storytelling hybrid, storytelling stand-up hybrid. It's not stand-up. I got to say that, because a lot of people are like, this is not stand-up. And I'm like, it's not stand-up. It's not supposed to be stand-up. There are stand-up elements, but it's really more a theatrical, like storytelling. It's one story the whole time. And so also making sure that I was like telling my story correctly and not coming off like I was complaining at all about it was just like the most vulnerable. Doing comedy is vulnerable, but doing it as yourself, as Eden. And so I realized what people wanted was just Eden. So sometimes I would mess up and I would be able to say like, oopsie, let me take that back, or not even take that back, or like I could have a relationship with the audience. And it's so, oh God, it's the most thrilling thing, feeling that connection to the audience in that moment. Because I was like, oh, I can do whatever the fuck I want. This is my show. So I would sometimes mess up and then be like, did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? I just burped in the middle of that line. You guys okay with that?
That's also, I think, the fun from someone who is a fan of Eden Sher going to see I Was on a Sitcom, because I think they walk in hoping to hear tidbits about Sue, and you do, but then it's like she's cracking open this immensely vulnerable story that happened to her that was, I mean, the most insane thing you've ever been through. And like, that's the unexpected thing. And I think that's what was so brilliant and why people have responded the way they have, is that the hook of the show, I mean, it's no secret. I Was on a Sitcom, come see me. And so they're like, oh my gosh, it's a show, it's an hour all about Sue and this and that. And then you get elements of that, but oh baby, when you squeeze that berry, the juice is so much sweeter when you get that additional vulnerable layer of not Eden talking about Sue, but Eden talking about something that happened in Eden's life. As like, I knew what she went through, but being able to see her do it and perform it in a narrative structure, I felt another layer of closeness to Eden. And I think and I hope audience members felt that as well.
I know we talked last time that it was kind of done, but are you going to bring it back and keep going?
I don't know. I feel like once it's online, like, if there's tell me if people want to see it live after you can see it online for free. Would people pay? Like, I love doing this show. There's a part of me that kind of wanted to put it to bed because takes so much out of me. But like, I love doing it. If people would still pay to see it live, like, sure, I'll take it out. But like, I don't know. I feel like once you release something, do you still tour it after?
I think you can.
Really?
Yeah.
My question: would you pay cash money if Eden were to write a new show about life with twins?
Absolutely.
And then I played both twins.
Absolutely.
Would you?
Ooh.
Oh, you see that? Get the laptop. Let's write it down.
Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. I am working on like new material. It's a very weird thing because now I have all of these stories.
That is so live performative. I'm working on some new stuff.
Some new material.
Are you at the Improv tonight?
Honestly, Flappers reached out to me.
Did they?
Yeah, they were like, "Well, we want you here," and I was like, "I actually have some new material that I'm like trying to workshop."
Wait, you should do it.
I should, but it's the most vulnerable. That is like, of all the layers of vulnerability, it's like doing comedy on film, doing comedy on stage, workshopping new material.
Yeah, but that's like that's what you got to do.
I know, it could be bad though.
Joe and I will go. We'll be laughers.
Yeah.
For you.
We'll
laugh.
be your plants. We'll sit on opposite sides.
Exactly.
And if I need, you can come on stage.
Exactly.
Save me. But I will say it's a little bit closer to actual proper stand-up because it's not as, I have just like a bunch of stories. And so I have just like stories, but it's much more like, also, this is something I learned. I will never do another show with an
earpiece?
In an earpiece, yes. I will, anything else, I'm choreographing into the show holding a handheld mic.
Why?
Because it was such a nightmare on tour.
It just
really
didn't work flawlessly?
Every single venue has a sound system set up for a handheld mic. They know exactly what to do. They know how to do it. It always works. It was such a crapshoot because I brought my own mic and they didn't have a headset. So I brought my own mic and I'd have to bring my own actual system, like connect transmitter and receiver.
And they can't figure that out?
Not all of them.
Oh, that's weird.
I did not know this.
Oh, it was such a nightmare. I will never do that.
Nightmare right before you have to go on stage.
Oh yeah, I got used to it. I was always like, I need an hour for sound check. I told them ahead of time. I was like, and they were like, you're a stand-up. Why do you need? I was like, no. The show is not stand-up, and I need an hour. I need an hour of your sound person's time for a sound check. I learned. I was like, I could probably do it in 20 minutes. No. So the new stuff I'm working on really does look closer to stand-up, which is also a new layer of vulnerability because I'm holding a mic. So we'll see. I'll invite you to Flappers if I workshop some new stuff.
They have really good cookies there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're known for their chocolate chip cookies.
I was gonna say chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip.
What's the how much chocolate chip? Like a good amount?
Like
or
chocolate chunk, like where you get that full bite.
I'm
Worth
gonna do
it.
with a snap. There's a snap to it with the chocolate.
Yeah, with the chocolate. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
good.
a little gooey too.
Okay, yeah,
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
anything. I didn't know about this.
Well, you got to go there and then Aroma. That's where you gotta.
Is Flappers close to Aroma?
No.
Okay.
But we're hitting all the staples.
Yeah, we are.
What else do you guys have coming up? I know you do your pod every week.
Yes.
We do. I say we do. We've done one live show, but we kind of got a hankering for it.
Yeah.
And so she's like, we should do something live. And I said, how late into the calendar year do you feel comfortable leaving your small children at home for a weekend? And she said probably, I don't know. This is nothing hard on the books, but like fall would be something interesting to like. I don't know. We talked about. I want to go to Chicago.
Would you
I
do a
wanna go-
tour? Or is it one night?
I would do, okay, when I toured, I was on a sitcom. It was hard emotionally. Like, it was hard being away from my kids for like long periods of time. So I would do a mini tour. I would hit the major cities. I did a ton of little cities. Like, I did like 35 cities. And I don't know if I'd do that again, but I would definitely tour. I would take a week, get on the road, go a van with
So let me walk you
Brock.
through my ideal weekend. We'd fly to Chicago. We'd land at like 3 p.m. We get to the hotel. Eden and I, then we go down to the lobby bar. We share an Aperol spritz. We go out.
Why are you sharing? Why don't you get your own?
Oh, intertwined. She has her own. We're, just like, like this.
Because we're very codependent.
Exactly. And then we'll go get some light bites. This is all Friday. And then we have some fun. And then we have to rest because we're performers. And then on
Beauty
Saturday,
sleep.
and then on Saturday,
Are you doing deep dish or no? Are you getting a hot dog?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not my vegan ass.
Me and pizza and ranch dressing, we're like this.
You're going deep dish, like extra saucy?
Honey, the sauce is the best part. And then on Saturday, we're performing 2 shows, maybe a meet and greet, and then we're taking a flight out home on Sunday morning. That feels fun.
Sure, but also, or we take a flight to New York, do it again. If we take a week instead of a weekend, and then go back. Ooh, Chicago, New York, hello.
Okay, so we're just coming up with this in real time. So keep on the lookout for that.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
coming in the fall.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to get Brock. I'm going to the UK and Ireland this summer. Because
fun?
for fun. I got a taste for Scotland doing Fringe twice.
Tell them
and-
what you texted me.
Come to Dublin.
And she goes, I'll pay for your flight.
I'll pay for your flight. Can we do a live show in Dublin?
I think the thing that, like, besides the travel and stuff, Eden and I we're dead serious on it. We would love to do something together, whether that's Brad and Sue related, whether that's Eden and Brock related, whether that's 2 brand new characters. Something that I think Eden and I are, what we've learned through this podcast, which we had a strong friendship. This podcast has brought us even closer. And there's no one I've encountered in this industry who I click with and connect with, and I do not want that flame to go out from like a creative standpoint. Our friendship will
Yeah.
survive, but I definitely do not want that magic that I do think we have. I
Yeah.
truly like. I so love you on screen with me. I want us to find something together.
I have an idea.
Please.
You guys should do conventions, and then at the conventions at night, do a 2-person show together. So that way, everyone who comes in to come and meet you guys is already there, and then they do an event in one of the side rooms.
Honestly, I also want to do a 2-person show with Brock. I want to take it to
Her
Fringe.
and I'm playing the twins.
I
I'm
know.
telling you.
I mean, it could be.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
I think so. Honestly, that's a great idea.
Do you want 10%?
You guys keep it.
Okay.
Tic Tac paid you enough.
Just sign my DVD. That's all I want. But that would be such a good idea.
Yeah.
You guys would crush it at that.
And I mean, we talked about, flirting with ideas of like, what happens if we were to maybe do some sort of tour in the upcoming years of like, she does another 1-person show, I do a 1-person show, and it's like, you come in, there's an intermission in the middle. I don't know. It's the thing with like Hollywood, which I don't think we have to tell you or educate you, is that like, there's a lot of ideas and you got to see what formulates and what comes and what feels natural and what's going to work for us. And so I think we both have a lot of ideas that we're excited by.
Yeah. And yeah, so there's stuff in the works. There's stuff in the works for us.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming by.
Oh my God. And also, but do watch my special because it is out and you can still watch it now. So
Yes.
It's going to be linked down below. It's going to be channel partnered, so you can click on, and as well as your guys' podcast, it'll be partnered. So just go
Joe, I
click
just
on
got
it.
chills. Thank
And-
you.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
See you guys. That was so great.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, give a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, make sure to subscribe. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel.